Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. Today, let me talk, peculiar but a very important subject on what happens when Rahu dominates a chart. This is important for birth time rectification and other importance with regard to understanding how and why a person changes his attitude in the dasha of Rahu. I'm trying to tell when the person transforms from the Mars dasha into the Rahu dasha, how the transformations happen. So let us understand this particular thing now today. So a very simple um list of points are there, but it is a little difficult to understand because this is an abstract subject. So the point is Rahu and its influence, its role on the physical outlook, as I have written as appearance, attire, appearance, expression, makeup, and how it actually influences the social status of that person. Whether the way a person dresses is because of the response from the society, or whether the way the person dresses is because to hide a particular type of, to hide something and then try to forecast something else. That is, try to show something else, show off something else. It all depends on where Rahu is placed and how it is placed. So today let us simply take Rahu to be placed in the ascendant, or Rahu to be placed along with the ascendant Lord, and finally a placement of Rahu along with Moon and a placement of Rahu along with Venus. So I have taken 4 points today. Rahu in the ascendant, strong Rahu in the ascendant. I am telling strong Rahu, I am not telling whether it is positive or negative. A strong Rahu in the ascendant, a strong Rahu along with the Lagnadipati. So when will be a Rahu strong? When it is placed in 3, 6, 10, 11 in the Upachaya sthanas, or it is placed in between the Rashis, that is the signs of Taurus and Gemini. Somewhere let us say Mrigashira Nakshatra. That is the place where Rahu becomes extremely strong. Not even Ardra, which is its own nakshatra, but still Mrigashira spans between the Rashis, that is the signs Taurus and Gemini. Mrigashir Shardha Vrishabham, Mrigashir Shardha Mithunam. So the last two amshas of Taurus is Mrigashira 1 and 2. The first two amshas of Gemini is Mrigashira 3 and 4. So Mrigashir Shardham. So half and half. So when Rahu is placed in the Mrigashira Nakshatra, it gains a lot of strength. And Rahu, when it is placed in Shani's Rashis, Capricorn, it gains little strength, but it also gets transformed into a different type of a Rahu. But particularly when it is placed in the nakshatra or the midpoint of Shatabisha Nakshatra, because once again to explain, Dhanishtartha Kumbha, Dhanishtartha Makara. That means Dhanishta Nakshatra, which is ruled by Mars, the first and the second Amsha of the Dhanishta Nakshatra falls in the last piece of Makara Rashi, that is the sign of Capricorn, and the other two parts, that is the third and the fourth, falls in the first two amshas of the Rashi of Aquarius, hence it is Dhanishtartha Kumbha. So After Dhanishta, you get Satabisha Nakshatra, which actually spans from 6 degree 40 minutes and further 13 degrees 20 minutes. So that's nearly 20 till 20 degrees. So 640 to 20 degrees of Aquarius is ruled by Rahu, because it is Shatabisha Nakshatra which is ruled by Rahu, and hence Rahu becomes extremely strong, beautifully strong, and is positively strong in that particular place. So these are the strong points or strong placements of Rahu. But when I tell Rahu is strongly placed in ascendant, that means Rahu should not be influenced by any other planet. Rahu also gets transformed and gets weak with regard to its pure significations when it gets placed along with the Jupiter or with Saturn or with Mars, with Sun, when it becomes a Grahana Yoga and all those things. But let us say Rahu is placed in the ascendant, or in the along with conjunct with the ascendant lord, any ascendant lord, or with moon, Rahu moon combination, or with Rahu Venus. And why am I talking about Rahu moon, Rahu Venus? Because I am talking about the physical outlook, the expressions, how a person would express his emotions. That is why moon, because moon represents emotions of a person. There are layers in front of the, in our face, which is controlled by our mind. The mind shoots an emotion, the face makes a particular type of an expression. So, the attitude, the facial expression of our face keeps changing because of different emotional factors which start influencing the way we think, feel, and react to particular situations. So, Rahu. So, this is now, but I am very peculiarly particular with regard to appearance today. Let me not go into different types of emotional, factors. So, just a minute. Yeah, there was a small interruption, so hence I had paused the video. So anyway, I'm continuing it once again. So this is particularly about the outlook, how a person will look for others. So this has been explained in detail in the Jaimini Sutras, very beautifully explained. I love Jaimini Sutras because there are two perspectives in astrology. What are you inward? That is, or you will have to find it out. The second perspective which Jaimini tells is what are you and how are you for others? The social perspective, the family perspective, the friends who think about you, how do they feel about you? How do you look? What are you to them rather than they to you? What are you to them? So, this is a beautiful way of analysis to understand the behavior and character of a person in social circumstances in a particular setup. So, when when Rahu is in the Lagna, it forces its influence over the ascendant, that is the body. So the body means the skin. What is available to see for others is nothing but the skin and the different types of expressions. If Rahu is negatively posited, people would want to hide themselves inside. They are introverts, but they use bold makeup to hide themselves inside. If Rahu is negatively posited with a weak ascendant lord, then you can see people using bold makeup. You can see men going through a lot of changes, hairstyles, goggles. Usually they wear dark glasses. So they want to hide their eyes. They want to hide what they are inside. They do not want to reveal themselves at the first shot. And why? Because of the introversion. So to hide, they will try to do many things. Either they would want to hide their age because there is a phobia of getting old. There is a phobia of getting wrinkles. Botox injections, so many injections keep going into the face, plastic surgeries, and all this only to hide their real features. So, if the same Rahu is well posited, strongly posited, the other way around will happen. That is, people are bold, they are fearless, they are not even bothered how they look in the society because they feel comfortable. These people are people who can enter into a marriage hall even wearing pajamas. They are not bothered. I have seen people who come in the most simplest of the forms, a simple white shirt with a dhoti. They simply enter into the function. And where you can see other people decked up, they are decked up like you can't even see their real self. They are totally decked up, painted, we call them painted dolls. It's not only for females, people should not confuse that if I am telling a doll, it's only a female. Even males nowadays go to parlors, get painted, get, coats and coats, layers and layers, put on their face. The real self will only reveal in the morning when they come out of the shower. So, what I am trying to tell you is there are two extremities of Rahu. One, you please imagine the journalist who is in the khadi, the pure cotton khadi with a pajama, with the kurta, and that is what we call as jubba in South India, along with a bag, a jute bag, and has a goggle, and then he is, pure, very, very realistic, very realistic. Sometimes these people speak harsh truth. Let us not go into what they speak now. Let me come again back to the appearance. The other side, people are like they cannot even step out of their bedroom without a lipstick on them. The men, they cannot step out the house without the Rolex on their hand. Why? Why are they so, so finicky about the brand what they're using, the shoes what they wear, the tie and the adjustment? They are very particular. And the other side are people who are like they dare, they do whatever they want as per their wish. They don't even bother what the society thinks about them. And these people try to make their own way of life. These are the people whom many other follow. These people don't follow any communal or they don't follow any community or any brand or any country which the inferior Rahu follows. The superior Rahu will have their own path cut out. They will do whatever they want. And mind you, there are many leaders who do whatever they want, and there are thousands of followers behind them. So this is a very different thing to understand. So the same thing happens for Rahu Venus, where Venus is nothing but the beauty, the face, what is visible. So Rahu starts wearing gaudy, bright colored, strong, pungent colors, purples, magentas, the dark greens, the olive greens, and combined with, striking combinations. So these colors are available in market only because there are buyers who are influenced by Rahu and Venus. So they have these beautiful, strong, dark colors. They are beautiful. I am not telling which is wrong or which is right. There is nothing wrong or right. I am just trying to explain what is what. So there are also people who go through plains, simple, self colors where you have ivory over white and ivory over ivory, and people who have light chocolate browns, creams, pastel colors, These are beautiful colors, and this is also beautiful, the dark and the bright ones. But Rahu bifurcate people. People in between are different. But these people are people who actually stand out. People who have the bold, bright colors, and the people who have the most simple, sober colors, and still they make a big statement in society. So, this is Rahu and Venus. So, when I say Rahu and Moon or Rahu and Ascendant, these people are extra protective. When things come in the plate, they first take the plate. You could have seen them. You feel that they are obsessive, but still they are not obsessive. They feel like that. They take the plate, they wipe it twice with one after the other, the tissue, then they keep it and they see how the serving is done. They see, they first inspect the food before eating it. They are very peculiarly particular about what they eat, how they eat. They are very finicky about the sounds which happen when you eat, and if somebody is slurping or making different types of ugly sounds, what they feel it is ugly, because the other person is happy eating. He is not even bothered how people around the table, what we call as the etiquettes of dining. So Rahu, when it is particular and peculiar, they are extremely strict, and when it is not particular, they don't even bother what the next person is doing, whether he is interrupting, disrupting, or making him feel disgust. They don't even bother. So this is the huge divide between a single planet. What it causes. So please try to understand Rahu. Rahu is a very tough planet to understand, and Ketu is more tougher than Rahu. So once you start understanding Rahu, you will understand why this fellow has put the shirt in and put the his tip top fully formal, or why this fellow has put an out shirt, why he is having a coarse beard like me, or why his beard is shaped, or why a female has a bindi which is small size or a big size, where it is placed, what the color is, whether it is bright red like a signal red, or whether it is dark maroon, or people sometimes wear blue, purple, pink, silver, silver nail polish. So you can see variety of people. You can see men having nail art. You can see men even starting to wear lip colors, men having ear piercing, you know women having multiple ear piercing, men having barbells here. All this is because of the Rahu. All this is because of where it is placed. Observation is key to knowledge. Please observe these people. Do not interrupt. Please observe. Because of them, there is variety in the society, there is variety in the culture, and I love to see these things. So please observe, take up the charts, and do a lot of study, and then you will be able to understand. So thank you very much for today's class. And yeah. Tattoo. Yeah, tattoo. Yeah, fantastic. My wife has given me a fantastic input. So, tattoo. People go from bizarre tattoos. I have seen people even having, art in their teeth. The people, have filing teeth which are sharp enough only to make themselves look like cats. Things are happening. I would say the most common thing nowadays is to change the iris of the eye. People start putting, what do they call that? What they put on eye, contact lenses. Yeah, they use colorful contact lenses which are colorful, like yellow, purple, blue, just to make a better appearance or to make a difference. So people who do not want to follow the same thing, tradition, and want to do something different on either side, as I've explained, is only because of Rahu. And that is why when we say Rahu, we call them as an outsider or a mlecha graha. That is because there is an influence. They are ready to accept all these influences from outside. When Rahu is, having an influence over the Lagna and the Lagna is weak. But when Rahu is strong and the Lagna is strong, they would give out influence to others. Like they would stand out and make their own path. So this is a beautiful subject of Rahu, which actually makes a lot of sense when you read the chart, because you should know what you are seeing, and only then you will be able to judge the person in front of you, the native who has come to show you the chart. So thank you very much for today's class, and the input of the tattoo was the best, because that is where I can say outwardliness, whether how a person can try to make a statement, like if I have a tattoo here which tells rock, now you will have perceptions about me. You will start judging me like, what is this rock? Whether it is heavy metal rock or it is the rock who is in the WWE, or what it is, what is that rock, or whether I am like rock. So this everything on the body of a person makes a statement. And I am wearing gray, it's making a statement. I am talking Rahu today. So thank you very much for today's class. Hope I have brought out one particular perspective in detail. Thank you.